Last week, Texas Governor Greg Abbott made a bold declaration in favor of bodily autonomy and women's rights when he said Texans, not government, should decide their best health practices. Wow, I love it. That is great. I'm sure this executive order will drastically improve the lives of Texans who might seek out medical care such as abortions. Oh, wait, sorry. That was an executive order outlawing the ability of any towns in Texas from requiring masks in public in order to try to stop the spread of a pandemic that has, as of this recording, killed more than 50,000 Texans. On the same day that Governor Abbott signed that executive order and announced that Texans, not government, should decide their best health practices, he also signed one of the most restrictive anti-abortion bills in United States history, effectively stopping Texans from being able to decide their best health practices. The new law, which is set to go in effect this autumn, will outlaw abortion after 6 weeks, which means that if a woman has a regular 28-day period, which many women do not, and she misses a period, she will then have 2 weeks to realize what's happening, get to a doctor, verify she's pregnant, schedule and get her abortion. For most women, this is impossible. Pregnancy side effects like nausea and fatigue generally don't even start until well after 6 weeks, and most healthcare providers don't even perform abortions, won't even see you until you're at least 8 weeks along, because that's safer as they can identify potential problems at that point, like an ectopic pregnancy. So there's not much up for debate here. This is an abortion ban. This isn't the first time Republicans have passed unconstitutional bills banning abortion at 6 weeks. It's happened previously in Georgia, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Ohio, plus even worse bans in Alabama, Louisiana, and Utah, all of which are currently held up by legal challenges because they're unconstitutional. They call these 6-week bans fetal heartbeat bills, which is just perfect because it truly encapsulates how little Republicans know or care about science. Because they're trying to say, this is the point when the poor little fetus's heart starts beating, but at 6 weeks, there is no heartbeat. There is no heart. There is no fetus. At 6 weeks, there is only an embryo, approximately the size of a lentil, and that lentil has a few cells that will eventually form a heart. You can put those cells into a petri dish and they will show activity. So, fetal heartbeat bill? No. Embryonic cardiac activity bill? Maybe. Remember that previous study I talked about that found that it's mostly conservative Christians who are in favor of banning porn, even though they cherry pick and, let's be honest, completely make up scientific data to try to support their cause. Well, same thing here. What these lawmakers actually want to do is not adhere to any science, but to just control women's bodies. But they hide behind this scientific argument like, oh, this is when the baby has a heartbeat, and therefore this is an objective place to draw the line. When in fact, there is no baby, there is no fetus, there is no heart, there is no heartbeat, and there is no objective place to draw the line between when a woman is allowed to make a decision about her own body and when she is not allowed to make a decision about her own body. Let's backtrack just a bit. Remember how I said that 9 other states had already passed these 6-week abortion bans, but none of them have gone into effect because they're either tied up in the courts or the courts have already thrown them out. For being obviously, blatantly unconstitutional. The precedent that the Supreme Court set in the 1970s is very clear. You cannot ban abortion before viability. A 6-week-old embryo the size of a pea is not viable. You cannot remove it from the woman and have it live. So why would Texas bother passing this law just like those other states? Well, states will never stop passing these laws whenever they get the chance, because whether or not these laws go into effect, they fire up the evangelical Christian base, keeping them coming out to vote for no reason other than, oh, this guy tried to ban abortion. I like him. They also always have the chance, however slim it may be, that one of these lawsuits blocking the laws they sign will make it to the Supreme Court, which is newly friendly to evangelicals. In fact, that is what is currently happening, as the Supreme Court has just announced that this autumn they will be hearing Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, a case regarding Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban. When a Mississippi judge originally ruled that abortion ban was unconstitutional, he wrote, "The state chose to pass a law it knew was unconstitutional to endorse a decades-long campaign fueled by national interest groups to ask the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. This court follows the commands of the Supreme Court and the dictates of the United States Constitution rather than the disingenuous calculations of the Mississippi legislature. With the recent changes in the membership of the Supreme Court, it may be that the state believes divine providence covered the Capitol when it passed this legislation. Time will tell. If overturning Roe is the state's desired result, the state will have to seek that relief from a higher court. For now, the United States Supreme Court has spoken." And so they did seek that relief from a higher court, and boom, they got it. I mean, eventually. The Court of Appeals also upheld that previous judge's ruling, but who cares? The Supreme Court is now stacked with anti-choice Trump appointees, and goddammit, they're going to fight to do what they are being paid by Christian evangelicals to do, to prevent women from accessing life-changing medical care. So there's two reasons that Texas has passed a law that they know is unconstitutional. However, there is one more thing that you should know. This new law differs from the other 6-week bans in that it contains this vague language that might enable anyone, anywhere in the United States, to sue anyone in Texas who aids or abets an abortion or who intends to help an abortion patient. So let's say that I know someone who volunteers as an escort to escort patients past protesters at Planned Parenthood. That is classic aiding, abetting, and intending to help an abortion patient. So I, an otherwise uninvolved asshole in California, can conceivably sue that clinic volunteer under this new law for a minimum of $10,000. And if a judge decides that my case is insane and throws it out, the law specifically notes that the volunteer I sued cannot come after me to recover their legal costs. Moira Donegan spells it out over at The Guardian. It would render virtually everyone involved with the operation of a clinic or who materially contributes to a pro-choice organization to be sued. Clinic escort volunteers can be sued. So can non-medical clinic staff like janitors or receptionists. Anyone who has donated to an abortion fund or a pro-choice organization such as Planned Parenthood can be sued under the Texas law. So can anyone who provides any kind of material support to a patient seeking an abortion, such as a ride to or from the clinic. After an outcry, the Texas legislature amended the bill to create an exception, saying that a rapist would not be permitted to use the law to sue the providers who gave his victim her abortion. But the law only applies to those men who have been convicted of rape. In Texas, 91% of rapes go unreported. Now, you probably already know how I feel about people who use the law to curtail free speech and censor criticism. This law, if it went into effect as is, would be devastating for free speech in Texas. Devastating. It would shut down clinics. Doctors and other providers would be made destitute, and anti-abortion activists across the country will trip over themselves rushing to sue mouthy broads like me. If I lived in Texas, I would need to shut down this channel, shut down Skepchick, and never speak about the science and pseudoscience surrounding the issue of abortion ever again. And, I mean, come on, you know I'm not going to do that. So, Texans, please help us out. Vote these assholes out of office. You're a purple state now, so act like it. Because as Governor Abbott says, Texans, not government, should decide their best health practices.